Ah, yes. No feeling some coffee at 1:30 a.m. in the morning. So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Nikolai here, back today. And as you probably can see, I'm sitting in our shack. You're probably asking me, well, why am I sitting in our shack? Well, it's because it's okay, either I'm gonna have to turn that boy off, or I'm gonna have to take my jacket off. Oh well, anywho, the reason why I'm sitting here is because it is 1:30 a.m. I was sitting here editing some videos and then I came to the... Okay. Alright, I will take off the jacket. I will probably be eaten alive, but oh well. Here we are. So, you probably asked me why, and that is because I was sitting there editing. What you will have just seen is the Rosario plus Vampire box set unboxing that I decided to make its own video, and then I moved, technically speaking, the update video I recorded in that video as well to a new sequence. But then later on I decided it's so long, I guaranteedly can compress this to under half an hour, if not even shorter, that I decided I'll record a new one, and I wanted to record it now. But since it's 1:30 a.m, my mom has morning shift tomorrow and is sleeping on the couch, I kinda have to go out here to record it. So out here I am. I'll maybe put on some ASMR eventually, but here I am to do an update. Now in the next video you guys will see, or well, now I don't know if this will happen in the next video or in the video before. If the video the video that was supposed to be the next video is ending up being the video before this, then what you will have seen first was the Rosario Vampire boxing, then the trip to the store and steaming the roof. Then that's what you guys will have seen first. So, because that was less of an update video, it was kind of an update video, but also mostly just, you know, speaking about stuff about surrealism and whatever the fuck. So I'm gonna do a new update video. So really, I guess if we're gonna start with Tekken IRL, I've kind of already said it, but basically this is the newest video pretty much. I have up until the drive to Fauske, Vlong Nr, and the backup here to Sulis is uploaded, so those just have to be scheduled and be released. Least I have edited part 1 of the shed, part 2 of the shed, and then I think there was another video in there as well, which I have also edited. So good shit. That's really the update so far as Tekken IRL. As far as other stuff regarding Tekken IRL with purchases and stuff and whatnot, I don't really have much planned for now. My main priority currently is to put my money towards something that has with music or licensed sound to do, and also as I'm working on my license now. Really, I've done pretty much all I can do, so now it's just a waiting game. Cause the thing is that I practice drive, my driving is fine, all of that, but the problem is my doctor himself, since he's just like a general doctor, whatever the fuck, he can't actually give me a you know, special exception permit for, you know, my diagnosis, which is the main case, my ADHD, and what's technically speakingly FAS, so alcoholic syndrome, and then something before there, or we think it is that. They have discussed if it may be something else, but that's at least what's in my diagnosis journals. But it may not actually be that. But anywho, because of that, I need somebody else to actually make a paper for me. So he sent a request to DPS, which is apparently a company which apparently specializes within that. He actually did it here last year, it was, or whatever, but we never really heard anything back from them. I got some mails from them that were working on, you know, getting a space for me, whatever, but I never heard anything more back from them, nor did my actual, you know, default doctor or whatever you want to call it. So we sent out a new request, and well, the 25th, so in about 7 days, it's gonna be a month since he, you know, sent a mail and asked them whatever the fuck. So if you don't hear back from them in like 1.5 months, I'm gonna contact my doctor again, ask if he has heard anything, and if he hasn't heard anything, we gotta try and figure something else out, because I can't sit there and wait an entire fucking year on a paper from them, or get called in for them to talk with them and then get a paper and all that, because really, I will not have my license sorted in August, preferably end of July, and we are already mid-June, so that's a thing, I guess. So good shit, but enough about my license. About other purchases, really don't have anything else to say, really. There ain't much to say. I may wanna update my tool sets a bit, as far as, you know, wrenches and sockets and whatever the fuck. But more on the subject about IRL, and after I get my license, this is the quote-unquote task at hand, which we gotta have a little bit of a look at, because as you guys know, my plan with the car is to repaint it and then get it Itasha wrapped eventually. I've been thinking about upgrading to a V70 or an XC70, but we'll see what I decide to do. It's anyways, that is probably going to be a while too anyways, because I got other things I gotta think about, like, you know, a new place to live, whatever, even though I technically can get my contract extended. So like, the last half of this year is going to be super busy. I got the cat is coming over in beginning of August, then I got Turikon around the 12th somewhere. Yeah, and then I got the 8th of August. I got an hour at the police station to get the ID card and a new passport, because that expired in the beginning of this year. And then yeah, so either the 9th to the 11th or the 16th to the 17th, or well, technically the, yes, so either the 9th we rig up, Saturday, Sunday we have the show and rig down, or it's going to be the 16th rig up, 17, 18 show and rig down, 18th. So that's that, and then depending on when I can actually take my driver's tests and stuff, because first I got to take the theoretical, which, well, if I've read and stuff, pretty much the moment I get the exempt paper from DPS or whomever we decide to talk about with the paper, depending on who the hell actually responds in a timely manner, the moment I get that, I can pretty much just go in on Statens Vegvesen's page and just type, no, I do not need glasses with prescription, and yes, I do have some of those, and then just upload my exemption and then send that in, and then I get a vandelskontroll, so like a kind of like a police report, or, you know, they look up me in the police's register, see if, you know, I've committed any you know, driving crimes or any other crimes or whatever else. but mainly in regards to, you know, traffic violations and stuff like that, which I don't even have a license to begin with. And you know, I've only been practice driving, and as far as practice driving, I've been driving, you know, nicely, and all the driving I've done without someone sitting on is, you know, on the private area where I live, where I can drive without a license because it's not an official road. So as far as that, I'm going to come out clean. So really it's just to send it in, then hopefully within a week or two they have it all approved. And the moment they have that approved, if I've already, you know, practiced and trained for the test, I can pretty much order the theoretical test immediately. And then as long as I take the actual practical driver's test within half a year, then I'm all fine. Which means probably what's going to take the longest time to complete all of that is actually the, you know, full practical driving test, because depending on how much actually more driving hours I need in like driving school or whatever the fuck, besides from what I've been practice driving, you know, privately, that's going to depend. But by any luck, say a full week of driving hours or whatever, if that's enough, because mainly since I live in Trondheim, it's city driving and you know, long driving and technically speaking dark driving, but technically speaking I have that on the traffic ground course, so I don't know how that's going to be in regards to the actual driving test. So that's how we are right there. I love how I said we were done talking about driving tests, but here we are back on the topic again. But anywho, so that's gonna take money and time, and then all of that, and then if I need to move, that's gonna take time. But at least if I'm lucky and I can get my license stuff sorted before November, which is when my contract technically speaking runs out, and I find a new apartment, say on Tiller or something, which has a great leasing price, and all of that with, like, you know, trash and all of those municipal stuff included, and then, you know, network and stuff I can fix myself, use my own gear, next gen tel if I land on Tiller, which I'm hoping I can find something on Tiller, and, you know, painting the walls, all of that. And they allow me to pretty much do whatever I want, just that I put it back to how it was, unless I, you know, potentially am able to actually properly lease up the apartment, so that when I pay into them, I pay down, you know, on the house, quote unquote, to them over a period of time. So like leasing it, like leasing a car, for example. And then, you know, at one point when it gets so low, I can, for example, say, now I have enough money, now I want to buy up the house. And once I buy up the house, I can pretty much do whatever the fuck I want. But if I have my license sorted by then I have found a trailer kit I can put on the car. I just have to do some suspension work first, so I can have a trailer up to 2 tons on there. So if I can get a trailer with like doors in the back or whatever, I can put on my car, moving shit over to the new apartment should be pretty easy. So that's that. But I think that's enough of IRL stuff for now, since, you know, up here not really much of that is going to be done anything about anyway. So on to, well, to go on to gaming, I've already released a update video for gaming, my gaming channel, so I'll pop that up here for you guys to take a look at after this video or whatever, so you can check out my gaming updates there in that Eurotruck sim video. To get onto Stage K lights and sound, I talked with the guy came back to me, you know, the guy with the X32 full size, as well as the, you know, Subsnakes and whatever the fuck. I talked with him, and he updated it to version 4.13, scribble strips and everything works. He just used some time to get back to me because the console was stored back in storage, because, you know, I technically spoke with him for a while ago about it, and he had already uploaded that for a longer while ago, so it was back in storage. He didn't get around to it until recently, but he updated it. It seemed fine. So right now I'm just waiting for mail back from Gear for Music because Gear for Music has their own like trading thing. And I went in and tried to go onto the trading thing and select the extra compact, and it shows up and it doesn't say, because if you can't trade the item in, it will say this item cannot be traded in like a red text under, but it didn't do that for the X32 compact. But when I tried to click it, nothing happened. So I sent a mail to Gear for Music about that, so we'll see what they say about that. But if I can just, you know, quote unquote return that, trade it in back to Gear for Music for a reasonable price, say maybe 18 grand or something, then potentially I can, you know, I just need about, you know, 18, 19, 20, 20, yeah, 3.5 grand more, and bada bing bada boom, I got a full size X32 with a torque case, with laid-in power and stuff already in the case. But I'll probably change around a bit on that. The router that's back in there, I'll probably take that one out because I have a different plan for networking, all of that. As well as some extra sub-snakes, which means theoretically speaking, together with the already 12/4 snake I already have, I think the ones he had was 16.8 or something. Anyway, technically speaking, together with the snakes he has, I'm gonna be able to bring all 32/16 plus potential aux and DMX from the house up to stage totally analog via those boxes. Although I will probably eventually get a you know, DL32 or something and use that instead to bring you know, signals up on stage digitally, so I only have to carry around one, you know, roll of shielded Cat 5 with Ethercon and caller a day. Oh well, it doesn't need to have the Ethercon cap, but it's nicer, more rigid, you know. And theoretically speaking, depending on how long distance we run, it technically speaking doesn't necessarily have to be STP. It can work fine with regular UTP, but you know, STP better for, you know, preventing crosstalk and general interference, especially if you're running it in cable trays together with power and stuff. So yeah, so if I can get that all to work, then maybe I can pick that up. And if I can pick that up, it's going to be fun because he can bring it to Bodø, which means if I can get that trade-in to work, you know, it's gonna be interesting, because then I'm gonna have Oscar go home to me, or Jan for that matter, take a few pictures of the console for my purpose, then remove the stickers of it and try and clean it up as best as possible, take even more pictures, then pack it all up in a box of some semi-obvious sort. What box is a very good question, because I don't really have a specific size fit box. So that is a great thing, unless Gear for Music ships their own box for us to have it in. So good shit, because we threw the actual box for the X32 compact, so blink, ding dong. That was a great thinking choice, but oh well. Box doesn't really matter, as long as, you know, the console is there and all of that. And that's really it. As far as quick start manuals and all that, that can just be printed and stuff. So really it's the console, it's the cover, it's one IEC cable and caller a day. So yeah, I just need to remember to get them to initialize everything on the console, because what's then gonna happen is that me and my mom is gonna have to drive to Bodø, pick that up. My mom's gonna be like, what the actual fuck? And I'm gonna have to explain her how we did this entire trade-in deal. Then get that over here, and then I need to figure out how we're gonna do it about bringing everything down, because, well, if I'm gonna bring it down the quote-unquote normal way, either I'm gonna have to pay extra and get it as special transport on a plane back down, which is still gonna leave me to bring this goddamn thing onto the flight bus, which is gonna be extra as well. Or Oscar can come to the airport and pick me up, which is probably what's gonna happen then. Or I take the train down and Well, I realized that I'm not gonna get this within smaller, maybe within half an hour, but we'll see. Or take the train down to the central station and have Oscar pick me up there. So yeah, we gotta see how we do it about that. But at least that's the status on that mixer. To go over to music side of things in correlation with stage K lights and sound, I was hoping to pick up the Yamaha TRBX 305 this month. But that's gonna fully depend on what happens, because I have a lot of bills to pay. Oh, plus I'm gonna help with buying some food up here, mainly Coke and stuff. And then, you know, if I manage to get that trading thing to work, then there's gonna probably go some money on that, depending on how much I'll get back from Gear for Music. Hopefully it's at least 16 plus, that I can get the money back and then transfer that right over on a savings account, and then let him know about it, and then say that potentially then I can buy up the mixer, and then when to get it or where to send it or whatever the fuck. So yeah, so really, as far as, you know, picking up that TRBX, I don't know if that's actually gonna happen. So yeah. Also another thing that's annoying, this is more tech and IRL, but you know the Acer Nitro 5 I picked up here a year ago? I'm hoping to try and sell that off and pick up an MSI machine instead, preferably an AMD machine or one that's Intel 11th gen or further down. Because I believe on 11th gen there still was an efficiency course, and efficiency cores are just fucking my ass over. Like, to be honest, efficiency cores, the worst shit ever. You know, most of the time, especially people that uses that type of gear, generally I would say don't care about the few watts you save on efficiency cores. When I buy a CPU, I want all the cores full speed, call it a day, which is why I decided to go with a Ryzen 3960X in my main system instead of going for a newer AMD or Intel, simply because of that. So yeah, so a lot of money flying in the air. So I'm very unsure about what to really do. So here we are. So yeah, so I guess that's really the updates I have to give you guys. I'm gonna try and keep this within half an hour. So yeah, so really there's just a lot of money flying around now, lots of thoughts going around now, and on the top of that note, he is also kind of was tearing on me right now, is trying to get my Discord back together, because I got locked out of my Discord and my 2FA shit doesn't work. So that's I'm rebuilding my Discord from the bottom up. So if you've got a friend request from Neko_4908 or whatever the fuck, something that looks very like my account, then it's probably me. So good shit. So I'm wondering if Johnson Gaming has accepted my shit yet or whatever. Okay, I love how that's not showing up here. Maybe it just doesn't show up on my phone because, you know, but I don't remember. Oh well, it probably shows up inside, but it probably didn't sync with my phone because it didn't actually send the message. Because I tried to send him a message, but he has DMs off for people that's not in like a server as him or whatever. I'm just hoping he's gonna think far enough that it actually is me when checking my socials and stuff. So that way I can give him context, and boy, any luck, we are a-okay, and he can invite me back to the Bungie Dream server. and everything there is just good. So good shit. But on that note, I've been rambling for half a fucking hour trying to update you guys. The last video, the part for 45 minutes, I'm gonna try and at least make this like 15 minutes, you know, short there. Yes, I indeed have something there sticking into my skin, so that's, you know, great shit. So I want to say thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed a little bit of the updates and what's going on in my life. And I don't know really when the next video is gonna be. This is gonna be the last video for a while now, I think. Because I don't know if I'll be recording when we go to Bodø, or maybe do another pedalcam vlog. We'll see. We'll see how I do it. There will probably be some time lapses there, mainly because no, my aunt is also with us, but I'll maybe do a driving vlog then, so that will happen in 2 days. But other than that, after that video, I don't know when the next video is going to be, because, you know, we got the bed there to do something about, but generally, the next couple of days, I'm going to be focusing on maybe some gaming stuff, and, you know, catching up on all of that, and doing some more work with the beds over there and whatever the hell, so we'll see when the next video come out. But I want to say, after almost half an hour, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys stuck through all the way through, you guys are awesome. Hope you guys have enjoyed this update video. If you did, like would be greatly appreciated, and as always, check the links down below for my socials and all of that. And until further notice, stay tuned and stay awesome, and Ecolive the heck out of here.